Iman Blow, junior women's foil finalist here at the November NAC. Iman, as a finalist, you went up against another freshman at Notre Dame, M-team fencer. Describe the bout and kind of what you were feeling throughout.
I felt like at that point, it wasn't necessarily my bout. I felt like she'd been fencing well all day. I just come out of a pretty trying bout, and I wasn't quite feeling the actions, and she really was, and consequently, she won, and I did not.
Yeah, and definitely, on her side, it was her first NAC win. And so to your point, definitely feeling it there. Now, you mentioned though that you weren't really feeling it. Was that something that you were feeling the whole day or just moving from the semis into the final?
I felt like I'd had some pretty difficult bouts mentally, also a little bit physically. And so by that point, I may not have been in my best condition, but I know for the next tournament I definitely will be. But, getting into the finals was definitely a good marker for me now.
And feeling that both on the mental and physical side, is that maybe the result of, coming off midterms and your freshman year of college, or is it just, is it kind of where you are in the season?
It's definitely like, there is this lack of sleep. You have homework and sleep in college, and you have to manage time for both of them. But I think also I've been going through a little bit of health issues, and trying to balance the new academics with practicing at Columbia and at Ventures Club has been a little bit difficult, but I feel like I'm in a good place now.
So bring us up to speed. The last time we spoke with you was just after World Championships, Junior Worlds, last spring. You mentioned freshman year at Columbia. How does the reality compare to kind of your expectations or what you anticipated?
Sometimes people say there's a lot of work, and I don't really believe in a lot of work until I got to Columbia, and I did realize that it's not necessarily that each class gives you a tremendous amount of work, but collectively it is kind of burdensome, and it's really about time management. But in addition, there's not that much time. But I think it's been a good experience. You live next to everyone versus kind of in your home, and then you're at your school. You're at your school all the time, so you're kind of in that environment all the time, which is interesting to have.
And of course, for New Yorkers and kind of familiarity with the train system, you just jump on the one and you're down at FC.
Exactly.
So how are you splitting your time then between FC and Columbia with regard to practice?
We have 2 mandatory Columbia practices, and one of them we actually do at the Fencers Club. So it's an additional practice at the Fencers Club, and then we have a workout on Friday, and then we have an optional workout on Tuesday. So I practice at Columbia about 3 times a week, and then I practice at Fencers Club 4.
Okay, and what are you discovering as far as the biggest gains that you're making in your freshman year, specifically related to fencing?
I think fencing on a team, you fence a higher level. You fence at a high level or high level of fencer or competition. Because at the Fencers Club, there are a lot of really good fencers, but until I got to Columbia, I didn't feel like every bout that I fenced was a top 8 bout at a NAC. And then you also fence, the guys side, which I didn't really do at Fencers Club.
Where you have a team that if you lose, you might be letting down. You're kind of, they're propelling you forward. Is that kind of what you're describing?
Oh, I was describing practice at Columbia.
Okay.
I've yet to do a meet. My meet's next week, my first meet, because I went to
oh yeah, you were at the World Cup, right,
yeah,
right.
During the first meet. But I'm excited for my next meet.
All right.
My first.
And so then what exactly is it that you're describing? Do you mean just at practice,
just
like
at
the
practice.
level?
It's just a different feeling. It's a different level of intensity at Columbia than it was at Fencers Club.
And with the NCAA level, of course, it's different where it's 5-touch bouts rather than the format elsewhere, 15-touch. What are your practices consist of? Is it 15-touch bouts, or are you really focusing right now as a freshman on the 5-touch format?
We do a lot of drills that concentrate on 5-touch bouts, and a lot of tactical drills, 2 points for counterattack, 1 point for everything else.
Oh yeah, like the 1+2 or whatever it's called, right?
There's one where it's you have to score twice in order to get a touch.
Okay.
We do another one where it's every off target is a touch against is minus a touch. So we do a lot of drills that help us focus on being as efficient as possible in those 5-touch bouts.
And so the first drill that you mentioned, it's actually specific actions have a certain point value associated with it.
It's this drill, the 2-point counterattack drill, makes sure that when you're attacking, that you aim to finish. So it's really helping you with aiming for the touch.
Okay.
Because the counterattack is going to come, it's going to come strong because it's worth more points.
So being very strategic and selective, but also precision matters.
Exactly.
So why do you mention that drill specifically? Is that a favorite?
Well, I did it against Quinn, who's left-handed, and she's very good at counterattacking, and it's a little bit difficult for me sometimes, especially when someone's target is a little bit different, and they're very good at covering it, not illegally, but just kind of covering it with their counterattack. And so that one is something that I have to work on too, making sure that I can get my point onto the target when someone's doing a very aggressive counterattack.
All right, now you said your first NCAA meet, just what, a week away? What are you kind of looking forward to? What are maybe some jitters that you have?
It's a little bit nerve-wracking to fence on a team because I have not really done that before. So normally it's just me fencing for me, but now it's going to be me fencing for a lot of people behind me. I think even though I've been fencing at North American Cups for a while, the crowd is something I have to think about because the crowds aren't as intense at North American Cups as they are at NACS, especially because some of them include your team. And then finally, I'm definitely excited for the glitter and the decorations. I might have a lot of insight about that. I can help.
Follow-up interview, perhaps. So, you know, the team component. On the junior team, you're actually teammates with Sarah Taffel, as you are at Columbia. Is there anyone else that you share that overlap with?
No one else is on the junior team. We have people who have been on the junior team, like Margaret, who's taking a year off this year, and Jackie. But everyone is on the traveling squad.
Yeah.
Or is eligible for travel.
So who's your favorite person who's your favorite bouting partner at Columbia, and who's the person that you just like, for whatever reason, dislike fencing them? Maybe they're always beating you on a certain action, or their style's a little unorthodox.
I would say my two captains. I think I really like fencing Sarah, not because I beat her badly, but because she'll kind of let me know what I'm doing well on and then what I shouldn't be doing. And then Jackie can be
And how does she do that? How does she communicate that?
She'll just tell me, like, that was really good. You should only do short attacks. And then she'll be like, Iman, why did you do that long attack? Kind of after the bout, after the fact. And I think Jackie can be one of my tougher bouts because sometimes we disagree on calls, and she's a very close fencer, as am I, so it can kind of be like we're butting heads a lot. Literally and figuratively.
All right, well, congrats today on the finals result, and good luck in your first meet.
Thank you.
Thanks, Iman.